All right, we are live. Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy K Rod 7435. I'm with the homie Mr. Omar Rosario, coming out of that Puerto Rico, Taino por siempre. Thank you very much for coming on here. Like we're gonna, chop it up. Just ask about how's everything going with your career and how'd you get into the sport of boxing?
Okay, thank you for the opportunity to have me in your program. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Um, let's talk about how you got into boxing. Like what made you come into the sport?
Yes, I began my career in boxing at 7 years old because I am the father of Miguel Cotto father uh, gave me to the opportunity to train with Cotto and in their gym and I I began my career with they.
Yeah. Um, as far as Miguel Cotto goes, did he inspire you to get into the pros? As far as like looking at his legacy, and you branched off of like what he did to get up there to be known and credible.
Yes, he inspired me a lot. Cotto is a great fighter. He's a big superstar of boxing, and in the future, I want to be a superstar like him.
Yeah. Because like me personally, like I think your style kind of meshes in with him, and like you fight very like conventional. Like you have like a very athletic, big tanky, offensive aggressional fighting style, and I think that every time when you get up inside, um, I guess like certain trades, like you know how to like defensively break people down, and you have really good jabs when it comes off of like a set of collective punches, and that's what I like out of fighters like yourself because you really show like your true talents when people try to test you to your limits.
Yes, thank you. When when I have a good opponent in front of me, I can do better thing because the opponents give me the opportunity to demonstrate that I can do many things in the ring.
Yeah, because as far as like your career goes with Top Rank, do they match you up with guys that have like a good skill level to bring you to, I guess, like to the next level of where you want to be, right? Hello. Oh, I believe he cannot connect. Hold on, give me 1 second. I apologize. Yeah, sorry guys. I believe he has bad connection, so I'm gonna try bringing him back on. Yeah, there he is. All right, there we go.
Sorry. I lose my connection right now.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, like I'm pretty sure the connection is not good out there.
Yes.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, like what I was trying to ask was like, as far as like opponents go for Top Rank, do they give you good competition to actually help you build up in your career, so that way you can be ready for those tougher fights, down the road?
Yes. Torrent have give me the opportunity to fight with great opponent. Uh, my last two opponents have a perfect record like me, and this are opportunity to demonstrate that I can be a great fighter, and I like that test to my career because I can demonstrate that I have a lot of skill and a lot of things to do in the ring, and I can be the next superstar of Puerto Rico.
Yeah, and as far as I would say competition goes, who would you say that would be like your biggest fight down the road when you start fighting for world titles in the future?
Uh, I I don't know. I am ready for any opponent that Tottenham uh, put on my front. I am ready to fight with him and be victorious.
Yeah. As far as I guess the I would say like the promotional opportunities with Top Rank. Do they give you enough exposure for you to like say what you want to say after your fight, so that way, Bob Arum can put you out in the spotlight more, so you could say what you want as far as your career goes.
Yes, it is. I think that Tottenham do a good job with me. It's a process. I am in the beginnings of my career, and I have to establish myself first as a top prospect, and when I establish myself, I think that they will give me more spotlight in the social media and something.
Okay. As far as your division goes, correct me. You fight at super lightweight at 140 pounds.
Yes, I find 140 pounds.
Yeah. Do you ever run into people out of that division like that are well known, like let's just say Supriya Matias, or anybody of that caliber in that division?
Yes, this division have a lot of skillful fighter, and this is why I working hard for to be ready for any opponent, and because I know that the division has a lot of great fighter, and in the future I will fight with him, with they.
Nice. As far as I would say other opposition that's from other divisions, like Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, and Ryan Garcia, they probably would have plans to move up to 140. Would those fights down the line be something that you would want to take to step your game up to the next level?
Yes, yes, they are very skillful fighter, and in the future I think that they can go up to 140, and I think that I can be fighting with them, but first I have to keep growing as a fighter, and be in the level that they are right now.
Oh, okay. Um, Theoretically, do you plan to unify all the belts if you do win a world title to go for undisputed, or do you have plans to move up to other divisions?
Yes, it's a dream, be a undisputed champion to me, and I know that with Thorman I can do it, but let's see what happens in the future. I want to be a champion, and in the future I will do it.
Got it. I really do believe, as far as the support for Puerto Rican fans is very high in volume. Do you ever wish to ever have some of your fights in Puerto Rico to give yourself that major influence to the people of that island?
Yes, yes. Fighting Puerto Rico is as a professional is a dream to me. I hope that in this year I will fight one or two times in Puerto Rico, because I want to fight in front of my people of my island, and this will be a great show to me.
Yeah, because I definitely like to see you fight in Puerto Rico someday. Similar to what happened with Christopher Diaz facing Navarrete, in a all Puerto Rican card of some sort. That would be really good for the branding and the theme itself.
Yeah, just it's important to a fighter like me fighting in front of a Puerto Rican crowd. This will be a great for my career.
Yeah. As far as Puerto Rican all-time greats, who are your top Puerto Rican fighters that you've looked up to since you started boxing?
I am my top. I think Cotto, Tito, and Wilfredo Gomez are the top three.
Oh, nice. My favorites are Miguel Cotto, Wilfredo Benitez, and Felix Trinidad, and Wilfredo Gomez. Oh, and definitely
Yes,
Amanda Serrano. Yeah.
yes. Benito was a great fighter. He's a top level boxer.
Yeah, and I personally liked him because he had like probably like one of the best defensive IQs in the ring. But
Yeah,
as he
he's a
yeah as he got older, like he fell off due to some personal life issues that got to him. But theoretically, he was like one of the best defensive fighters, if not next to Pernell Whitaker in a way.
yes. He's a great defensive fighter.
I wanted to ask you, as far as how critics attack you in certain ways, does that ever bother you? Like when people try to say about certain fighters, like, "Oh, this fighter's boring," or "This fighter doesn't do enough in the ring." Do you ever come in, like with that mindset of like what people think about you, of how you fight?
No, no. This is part of the game. I only listen my trainers, and this is part of the game. We as a boxer have to be prepared to listen that commentary, and we have to keep working and do our job in the ring, and the time will give me the reason that I am the future, and I hope so in the future I will be a world champion.
Yeah, because the art of the game is to hit and not get hit, and like what we've seen recently with fighters like Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia, people play this double standard of saying that this fighter's boring, like Devin Haney outboxing somebody and not getting hit as much, but when Ryan Garcia gets hit and he gets knocked down by a non-puncher by Luke Campbell, it's like everybody tries to cheer that on, like that's funny, but it's like boxing is a very defensive IQ sport. So I guess the reason why I asked you that is because like when you do your job to try to come out safe and try to use your skills and abilities to outbox and if not defeat your opponent by knockout or whatever outcome that it comes to, you're doing it because you want to come out of this game really safe and you want to be successful like you said. And I think what a lot of people don't understand, especially casuals, they don't understand that you're putting your life out there and you're trying to use any proper methods to come out of come out of what the sport as safely as possible. Right?
Yes, the importance of the game is uh, don't receive a lot of punch cut. We have to do our work and try to not receive a lot of punches and protect ourselves. Oh, always.
Yeah. As far as who you train with, do you ever get into some good sparring with some good fighters? I assume you train in Puerto Rico with some names out there.
Yes,
Uh,
in Puerto
yeah.
Rico, I spar with Jose Pedraza and Javier Fortuna. They are two great champion. And Pedraza are now in my way in 140, and he's a great fighter. And this sparring made me a good boxer because I uh, go up the level in my working, and I know with the time I will be in their positions.
Yeah, definitely for sure. Because it seems like every time when you go out there and perform in your pro fights, you actually have a very good defensive style, and you don't really try to trade with too many people. You're like very calm and collected when you start, using methodical punches to, dominate in your fights more.
Yes, yes, this is important. Maintain the calm in the fight, and the job will be more easy to me.
Yeah, for sure. I wanted to ask, as far as your amateur background, did you ever have thoughts of going into the Olympics or competing at that high level before you went into the pros?
Yes, when I was a amateur fighter, I I was a 6 time national champion in Puerto Rico, and I represent Puerto Rico in many international competitions. And I finally in the I tried to go to the Olympic, but with the pandemic, this all canceled, and I decided to go pro when I after the cancellation of the events.
Yeah, because I've been I've been seeing some pros for some odd reason being able to go into the Olympics, and I was kind of confused because once you go pro, you can't go into the Olympics, right?
And now they can go to Olympics, but I don't think in that cause I know I want to concentrate in my professional career and be better boxer as a professional. I now interested now to go to Olympic.
Got it. As far as where you are in the boxing professional rankings, how do you get recognized by the sanctioning bodies? Like, what's the process of going through, your victories, and how do you get placed into those, sanctioning bodies for being recognized as a contender down the road?
Repeat the question cause I lose my connection.
Yeah. As far as your career goes, how do you get ranked, like for your career? So when you're fighting for that world title, how do you get recognized by any of what the you know sanctioning bodies to fight for a contention placement?
Yes, I think that I have to keep working and pass the test that the any test that Torran give to me, and it's a process. I will be go up by side by side. I will be go up, and in the future I will world champion in any organisms that in professional boxing.
Yeah, because a lot of people argue against that. They say that um, as far as rankings go in boxing, it's pretty biased because it's not like real actual rankings that you see, like in other sports, like the UFC, where like if you want to get to the championship, you got to beat all these top guys that are setting up there. But in certain cases for boxing, with promoters being in collusion with those sanctioning bodies, they're able to feed money to them. I would assume to give fighters that are not even like well known, a ranking placement, and that's why I were to ask you, or I wanted to ask you to see if you had to like go through like a certain opponent to be up there to keep yourself well known.
Yes, this is part of the business of boxing, but I am ready for any opponent that Tavern give to me, and I am working always. I working to like I will fight with a champion of the world, and this is why I keep growing as a fighter. To all my fight, I will keep growing.
Yeah, definitely. And you're not. avoiding anybody. You're basically saying to everybody at 140, come and get it. I am the smoke. I'm gonna be taking everybody out.
Yes, yes,
Yeah. I was gonna ask you one final question. As far as legacy goes, do you want to set a huge influence for the Puerto Rican people, so that way you could become that next, I would say, all-time figure to influence, the next generation to come up to, be
yes,
inspired by you.
yes. This is one of the most important goals for me. I want to inspire the youth from Puerto Rico to have that they can dream and accomplish their dreams. And if they work hard, they can accomplish their dream. And this is why I can I want to. This is why I want to be a world champion to inspire the kid of Puerto Rico.
Yeah, definitely. And it seems like you have a lot of pride of Puerto Rican descent, and like you definitely want to set, like a big example for those people out there. And I really hope you do, because that's what the sport needs. Where like you have to have those, those unapologetic people that are proud of their heritage to fight for something that is worth putting your life on the line for.
Yes, yes, it's important. Inspire the kid of Puerto Rico. It's very important to me because the kids are the future of our island, and this is why I want to demonstrate there that we can do it many things that that if you want it, you can do it, and this is why I want to inspire them.
Yeah, definitely. Do you have a final message for your fans before we get up going?
Yes, I want to say to all my fans, thanks for their support to me, and we keep working to represent all of the Puerto Rican and all of my fans. And I want to say that I will be a world champion in the future and keeps keep following my career because I will do great things in boxing in the future.
Sweet, all-time greats. Been
Right.
through that, and now it's time for your time, Omar Rosario. Let's go, Puerto
Thank
Rico
you.
all day. Thank you very much. If you guys want to support him, I dropped his link for his Instagram. Be sure to check him out when he fights again. For anybody else that is watching this video, hit the like or dislike. I don't care. Like what y'all do. But thank you very much, Omar. I appreciate the opportunity. You're going to be a threat for the 140-pound division, and peace and blessings. Thank you.
Thank you, and blessing for you.
Sweet. Thank you very much. Long live Puerto Rico. And this is Kieran Rodriguez, and I'm out.